Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to be demonstrating how to cut in our MDF trim. So let's get right into our lesson. Now the key to painting trim with latex paint is to keep the flow going. Don't let your brush get too dry. Give the paint a chance to work for itself, so to speak. We want to put plenty of paint down. Use the brush to spread it around quite quickly, and then even the paint out with finer strokes. And of course, when we're using the brush on a wide part of the trim, we use the full width of the brush. And when we're painting the narrow part of the trim, the top, and then we would use the narrow side of the brush. So I'll demonstrate how we do that now. So we've got our brush loaded up here. We want to use the bottom third of the brush. You see how we have paint just on the tip of the brush? And we place it right in the middle of the baseboard. Don't be afraid to just lay the paint on there. And then we use the wide part of the brush to do our wide sections of the baseboard. And then when we come to the top, we turn our brush around so that the narrow part sits on top. And then we can just work the edge of our brush in slowly and get a nice cut line on that edge. And then we even the paint out, and we just use the very tip of the brush. Gently place it on there and paint toward our leading edge. And that's our first section, just about 6 or 8 inches. And then, instead of going right onto that wet paint, we paint into roughly the middle of where we're going to be painting. And again, we use the wide part of the brush. And just work that paint, not too much, back and forth. And then we can brush into that leading edge, that wet edge. And then you won't see any bad brush marks or dry flashing spots, as it might be referred to. And again, the tip of the brush and the narrow edge, we do the top. Work it back and forth just a couple of times, just so that it doesn't puddle or pool on our surface. If we let it puddle or pool, there's an opportunity for it to run or sag, and that would ruin the appearance of our work. So again, load up bottom third of the brush, wide part in the middle of our work area. Move the paint back and forth, working into the surface so that it doesn't run. And then using the tip of the brush, work it back into the leading edge, the wet edge. And then we'll have a continuous film of paint on the surface. A little bit more paint on our tips. Do the top edge underneath there. Cut that in. Like so. It's just a close-up demonstration on the wide part of the trim. We use the wide part of the brush. And then when we come to the top, we just use the narrow side of the brush and the narrow profile, and then we have better control. We cut in across the top of the baseboard. So that was just a quick demonstration on how to cut in our trim. And so now we've demonstrated how to paint ceilings, walls and trim in our units with the drywall and MDF. I look forward to making some other videos as we do different styles of projects. So stay tuned. And remember, feel free to leave any comments or questions, and by all means subscribe. And we'll keep you updated with more tips and tricks and help you get your projects completed. So this is Craig, the Muskoka Painter, helping you take the pain out of paint.